Hey, what's up, guys? It's Randall from OddsJam back with you today for some more plus EV betting. What a wild weekend in the NFL. Couldn't ask for four better games. Probably the best weekend that I can remember in the playoffs for the NFL. Every game exciting, came down to the wire. Just a lot of exciting action. Great time to be a sports bettor. I actually did not have any bets on any of these games over the weekend. Would have went, I guess, 2-2. Would have had the Rams yesterday and the Chiefs in the nightcap. Which, if you had the Chiefs, go count your blessings. And as my buddy said, maybe he needs to go to church today. So go ahead and get started. We're going to play some positive EV bets. Um, we will track our play that we had yesterday. We made one play on the live stream. I always love to hop over to Pennsylvania, New Jersey. I'm in Illinois. Do not have access to a lot of sports books, which is, again, we talk about this every single day, but something that I really want to drive home is, in order for our software to work to the best of its ability and for you to get the most out of it, you need as many sports books as you can possibly get in your state. Here in just a second, I'm going to show you on the Positive EV page why that's important. So if you're unsure what books you have in your state that are available to you, check this description below. I have a ton of books that are listed with the sign up bonuses. So take advantage of those. Let's go ahead and share our screen. We will hop over here to OddsJam. As I said, we made one bet yesterday. You can see we had a pretty rough week. I mean, plus EV betting, there's going to be highs, there's going to be lows. Um, we had the over 140 yesterday in Oregon, Washington, minus 110. Beat the closing line. As you can see, we are beating the closing line consistently. Cannot ask for anything better than that. This actually closed 142 on DraftKings. I mean, we had all the value in the world. Unfortunately, it pushed, landed right on the number. Um, It was a blowout. Washington could not do anything in the first half. Um, Luckily, in the second half, both teams just out playing a pickup game, so we saw a lot of points to at least get us the push. But unfortunately, we probably should have had to win there. So hopping over here to the Plus TV page again, just scrolling. So back to my example earlier. Why is having multiple sports books important? As you can see here, just here in Illinois, it's pretty well all barstool. All right. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bets, 6 bets, seven, 7, 8, 9. So 9 bets on this page full of bets come from FanDuel. So imagine if I only have FanDuel, how limited I am on what I can actually bet. So again, I'm in Illinois. I just read the other day, if you are from Illinois and you're watching this stream, good news is um, it sounds like MGM is coming on March 5th. In-person registration is going to be lifted. We should hopefully see a lot more sports books coming into the state of Illinois. So that's exciting. I know for those of you that are in maybe Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Virginia, probably don't give a shit, but we don't have MGM. We don't have WinBet. We're stuck with DraftKings, FanDuel, Barstool, BetRivers, and PointsBet, and a Caesars book that is god awful. So as we continue to go here, I guess at least just get started here. Let's see what's out there as far as plus EV bets go in Illinois. It looks like we have a few here. George Mason, St. Joseph's, over under 141. We have a market width of 27 cents. I've been doing this last couple of days, and it's something that I do whenever I am looking at college basketball games. I always like to check the power ratings from Kenny White. Not a necessity, not something you have to do, but it is always something that I like to look at. You can see he makes this game 135, um, and this would be 141. So it does fit the market with, but I'm going to pass on this play. Just going to continue scrolling here. Maryland Eastern Shore, NC Central. So again, you can take a look at this. Hold on just a second. Screwed this up. All of my things in one browser. So again, you don't have to have this. It's not essential at all to be successful with the Plus EV page, but you've heard Alex mention several times that this is not the Bible. So I mean, looking into these games can be beneficial. So I mean, he has North Carolina Central, Maryland Eastern Shore, basically a pick. Um, we're getting plus 143. Another thing you can look at, another thing I like to look at is ESPN just to compare these games. Again, not essential, isn't required, but as you can see, North Carolina Central is favored by 2 according to ESPN. So, I mean, this bet makes sense. You can look into it. You can compare books. You can see plus 143 at Barstool. These other books that I have here in Illinois are only giving plus 130. Probably doing too much talking here. I may miss out on this bet. Hopefully I don't. But I just want to show you that comparing these is very important. I mean, you can see this is definitely the outlier. I mean, other books plus 125, plus 125 on Pinnacle. So this is an extremely profitable bet here. Let's see if I look at that wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. I was totally looking at it wrong. But Maryland Eastern Shore has some value nonetheless. I was actually looking at this. It looks like NC Central is favored, but I'm still going to bet this game because they are the home team. Always do like a home dog in college basketball. So we will go ahead and log in and we will place that bet plus 143. Got myself a little bit confused there. But again, as you can see, there is definite value in this. Most other books, plus 130, plus 135, plus 125. So very profitable bet here on Maryland Eastern Shore. So we can go ahead and find that. We'll go to basketball, college basketball. Again, I mean, on these smaller market games, I really like to do a little bit more digging. Again, not required at all. Just something that I like to do. This is not a let's just see. Let me find an example for tonight. You know, this is not a Florida Ole Miss type game, Louisville, Virginia, no, where there's a lot of bets coming in. Um, on this particular game. So Maryland Eastern Shore plus 143 on Barstool. We lock that in plus EV bet. Really, really like it. We can add that to our bet tracker. We threw 25 on it. Again, if you're new, just betting smaller amounts to show you that you can make money in this long term if you are a smaller sports better. So I've got that in. We'll wait on this. The closing line value will come. One other thing I want to point out, you can actually turn the closing line value notifications on. So if that bet becomes worse, you can get an email and then you can choose whether or not you want to cash out. So we'll see if that email comes. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it stays as a profitable bet. Hampton and Longwood, Longwood -8. We got an 18-cent difference here in the market with. So let's take a look at this game again, much smaller type game. 8.5 is what Kenny makes it. You can see that let's see, ESPN makes it about 7. So look into this one. We can see what the consensus line is kind of across the board on this particular game. So Longwood -7.5 seems to be the consensus line at most of the books. It's -130 over at Pinnacle, plus 100 on Barstool. So it's -110 on just a few books. Longwood is -8. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pass on this particular game. You can get them -10.5 plus 148. Eastern Illinois Belmont is another play. Let me go ahead and shift to New Jersey. There are some books that I can bet, but we'll just take a look, see if we can find anything on BetMGM Borgata. It is a pretty slow day in the sports betting world. Not a lot of games going on. Again, being on this throughout the day is very, very important so that you are finding profitable bets. You can see, I mean, Longwood all the way down to 6.5 is a profitable bet. The expected value is lower on this game, but it is still a profitable bet if you wanted to place it. 2% expected value versus the almost 4% that we were looking at earlier. Winthrop and High Point. Let's take a look at that game and see what we have there. So Winthrop -4.5, according to Kenny's ratings, -3.5 on ESPN. So this is a pretty tight market. I mean, 18 cents. Winthrop -3.5 makes a lot of sense. It's only 1.3% expected value. Um, but I do like this bet. It looks like it's -4 just about everywhere else, -3.5 on MGM. I mean, -125, -123, -121. So Winthrop -3.5 definitely has some value if you are looking to bet that. Again, we're not seeing a whole lot today in the way of plus EV bets. It looks like the Rangers Kings under 5, right at 25 cents in the market with here, plus 180. If you were looking to take that, let's see, Mississippi, Florida, 2.4%, 127.5. The under has some value, 25-cent difference in the market with. You can just see what Kenny makes this game. He makes it 137.5. So he has it going way, way over that total. Again, this is not a sales pitch to get his ratings. It's just something that I like to do, and it's not something that's required to be profitable. It's just another tool that I choose to use. Um, Virginia, Louisville looks like some value here on the first half. Some value on George Mason in the first half on this total. George Mason, St. Joe's, 22-cent difference here in the market with over under 138. Just take a look and see what he makes that game. He makes that 135. Remember we looked at that earlier or not. 5% value here on the under 65.5, 22-cent difference. In the market with, again, Delaware State, South Carolina State, smaller market. Might be one you wait a little bit closer to game time to actually lock in and just see if that value holds, since it is not as heavily bet. You can see Maryland Eastern Shore, 19-cent difference in the market with, has some value on that spread, plus 3.5, only 1%. So I mean, we're getting down to a little bit lower of expected value. Bulls Thunder, 15-cent difference here in the market with the over 215.5 at -120. Has a little bit of value. Let's look at that. We ought to be able to compare that with some more books. And we can see, yeah, so that's what I wanted to see. Bookmaker, Circa, Westgate, all of these books are available in the Platinum plan. You have the ability to compare other sharp books. So you can see over 215.5, -120 on MGM, -130 on DraftKings, -130 on Pinnacle. If you look at it a little bit deeper, you can see Bet Online says this total should be 217. Bookmaker, 217.5. Westgate, 217. Right here. Borgata Bet MGM. If you can bet this, I know it's only 2%. Absolutely love this over 215.5. -120 in the Thunder Bulls game. If I had MGM, I would be betting on this game. Getting almost 2 points of value in comparison to Bookmaker, and it's a plus EV play. So very, very extremely profitable bet on that particular game. I did see a money line that I wanted to take a look at. It looks like Hartford and Binghamton, 26-cent difference here in the market with. We'll just take a look and see. Kenny makes this right out of Pick'em. So let's see. Maybe I'm looking at that wrong again. I did it on the last game. Let's see. No, I'm not. Binghamton plus 160 on the money line. ESPN says they win this game by 5. Kenny says this is a pick. It looks like, again, with these power ratings, something very, very nice to see. It looks like they're missing their point guard. He is out. Kenny says he is worth 6 points to the line. Um, yeah, I like this bet. Let's go Binghamton plus 160 on DraftKings. Um, Matches up with both. We can go in and look at this as well in the other sports books. Let me hop back over there and see what the other books are offering. So, I mean, plus 160 on DraftKings, plus 145 just about everywhere else. We are looking to get, um, sorry, we are looking to get Bookmaker and Westgate in on these particular odds. I'm just trying to check one of our sites here. I want to see if I can actually compare it. We haven't yet released it. It looks like it might be showing. Let me just pull this up here and see on our where we do some of our development and see if I can find this game. Looks like it's showing up for some reason. What time is that game? 6:30. Bear with me here, but again, Binghamton definitely some value. Trying to just find it. Would love to be able to tell you what Bookmaker has. There is enough college basketball games tonight that I've got to scroll a little bit of ways at least. There we go. So it looks like finding this game. I'll let it load here on my phone. We're going to go ahead and lock this in. Nonetheless, 60 and 25 on that. At that, we will add that to our bet tracker. This thing still continues to load, so we may not have all the data on that on this end. So that's all right. But we are going to play this one plus 160. So we'll go ahead and add that as well. Continuing to look here, I'll turn player props on here in just a second. For those of you that like that, here's one here in the Chiefs Bengals game. Under 25.5 in the first half, 19-cent difference. In the market with plus 140 to the under on DraftKings. Under 26, 17-cent difference. Some value there as well. Seeing if it's loaded, looks like it's not going to, so we'll have to do without there. So there's a couple of plays if you wanted to make those. We'll go back up here and we'll refresh this real quick, and I'll turn the player props on, and we can see see what there is out there. I mean, yeah, this is 7%, huge value here on the under 25.5. Or if you wanted to grab that hook and take it to 26, you get 4% of expected value plus 130. I know the last time these two teams played, that first half total sailed over, so maybe a little bit of overreaction there. Go ahead and player props on. Take a look at some player props tonight. One thing that Matt likes to do, Matt's one of our, he does some content for us. One thing he likes to do is likes to bet these player props that are usually 7% or higher. He will go down to 5%, but he pays attention here to the market with being, somewhere in the range of 15 to 40, 45 cents for him to make a play. Those are just a couple of things that he looks at. It looks like Evan Mobley under 1.5 has some value on Caesars. Looks like here RJ Barrett under 19.5 points. It does fit that market with for player props. So let's go ahead and bet that. We'll throw that bet in as well on RJ Barrett under 19.5 points. On Barstool, make sure we can get that minus 104. So under 19.5 minus 104, you can see it is minus 136 on Pinnacle. So we will go ahead, we'll throw 15 on that player prop. So we've bet that RJ Barrett under 19.5 points. We can go ahead, we can add that to our bet tracker. 15 on that, so we'll save it. Just continuing to look here, see if there are any other player props that stick out. Again, checking this a lot closer to game time is probably a lot better than trying to check it right now in the middle of the afternoon. So get on here closer to tip. You might find some better bets. Doesn't look like I'm seeing anything else. Looks like Tennessee State, Morehead State. This one popped up over under 133.5. Let me take a look and see his ratings. What he has at 139.5. It looks like the value is on the under, so I'll pass on that. Let's see. Let's go back over here to New Jersey with the player props turned on. See if there's anything else that stands out. It looks like more of the same. Mikal Bridges over 2.5 assists has some value. Herbert Jones over 2.5 assists, 31-cent difference here in the market with almost 5% of expected value. If that was one that you wanted to hop on, again, Matt likes 5% and above. He prefers for it to be 7. So just something to keep in mind. Again, I'm in Illinois, so you can see I do not have as many opportunities as you guys do. Don't have this one at all on my page. Don't have this one at all. So again, the importance of having multiple sports books to be able to utilize OddsJam in the best possible way. Take a look here, just the arbitrage page, some couple small ones here. Again, pretty slow day in the sports world. So not a lot of opportunity out there. That's just taking a look at all of the books that we have information from. Let's just see. Let's see if there's any promos here going on DraftKings. I don't believe there is anything going today, or at least there is not for me. FanDuel looks like not a whole lot going on there. I do know FanDuel is doing a promo out in Arizona. So if you're watching from Arizona, they do have a promo on the Suns Jazz game. So check that out if you've not yet signed up for FanDuel Sportsbook. Link in the description below. Barstool, I'm promo banned on, so no reason to even waste my time there. Back to the positive EV page before I wrap things up, see if anything else is popping out. Matt will be on here in a little less than 4 hours to place some NBA bets. So be sure to tune in there. If you want to place some profitable player prop bets tonight, Matt will be doing that on this channel at 5. Again, you can see here it's plus 155 on Binghamton. Looks like plus 160. That's what we got. So this might actually be trending in the wrong direction. So we'll be on the lookout for that, as well as the one on Barstool. But we're still beating the closing line, so we will leave that alone for now. Again, just if you decide to cash out or you want to be notified, you can do that on the bet tracker in your settings. Just make sure that is on, and you will receive an email. So that's pretty well all I've got for today. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you had a profitable betting weekend with the NFL. Definitely some tough games out there. I saw a lot of people with parlays on all of the dogs this weekend, and unfortunately the Buffalo Bills let you down. What a crazy game. The Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes do it again. Now 7-point favorites against the Bengals. It'll be interesting to see what happens in that game. And then you've got the Rams 49ers. Um, Niners, I believe, have won 7 or 8 in a row against the Rams. Can't remember that number there, but they've obviously beat them both times this season. And one thing in the NFL that is very, very hard to do is to beat a team 3 times in one year. But the Niners really, really seem to have things going. So maybe it's their year. We'll see. We will continue to look for profitable bets in those games. Tomorrow, I'll take a look a little bit in closer or a closer look at those games. We'll compare them to Bookmaker. We'll compare them to Circa Westgate. We'll see if there's any value out there. So thanks for tuning in, guys. If you have any questions, email me, Randall at oddsjam.com. DM me on Twitter at RandallKBets. Matt's going to be going live here in about 4 hours. And on Thursday at 5 Eastern, I will be doing a kind of betting 101 class, I guess, if you will, going to talk about some betting strategies and some things that you can do to become profitable. Thanks, guys.